So, my dear ones, there is some consideration to you that you would have found that a man is having a big blot on one's forehead, and that man is not respected even by man. As we see in this world also, that if there is any problem, there must be from some man. If there is some drunkard, or a gambler, or liar, or a killer, or thief, or dacoit, or somebody who is wrong, or negative and dangerous, that is the man. And if you go to the health, you will only find the human beings, and that there is no other species of life. And that is this the glory of the man, what he is finding from his own fellow beings, and also he is treated in some way with the other powers. Which other power I don't say about God, but other lower power, which is called the net power, or in Bible or other scriptures it has been also told like jealous God, that I am your jealous God, and you will be punished for all your sins, and even my wrath, my anger will be there upon your generations. So this is the fate of the man, but only due to this situation which we have got, that we are under the control of this negative God which is ruling over here. And that in this world also, we even feel like that a country which is very much growing in human population is to suffer. And that only those countries which are having very limited growth or are not really growing in population, they are where to do. And if there are problems which are to be solved, these are only from the human beings. The cows or sheep or goat, they have no problems. If there is any population of them, that is also not a problem. Any other species of life, maybe in any number, there is no problem. But even in your own family, if you have 2 children, you will be scared of the third one. Why? Because 2 are sufficient to create some problem for you. And that is the reason that these are to be limited, and we will feel not having more. And why man is a problem is really that human beings are a problem as these are now at present. And that it is also a problem for God even. That if there are her kind of devils, we say, or evils, which are there now existing in their astral planes or causal planes, these are also made from the human beings. They are those human beings who had developed their negativity and had gone such a state that now they are to suffer higher health, and they have to go into the astral planes or causal planes because they have gone much higher in their negativity. So they have been given own status, and they are working over there, and they are disturbing over there the angels, the higher powers, because they can disturb over there higher positive powers, which are angels, with these higher powerful, the devils, etc. And that man is the maker system, as I have already told you. What is man? Man is a period in which one has to make oneself wonderful, so great, so glorious, that he can rise up to God. In this life, it's not after death. Be ye perfect, even as your Father who in heaven is perfect. It is a present tense, not future tense. And this arrangement has been made that we can become God. And also we can become just the same as negative power. As we can become fully perfect God, in the same way we can also become perfect evils, perfect negative power, and one with the negative power. That is also possible. And that is our general lifestyle in this world. Although when we rise up to the God power, to kingdom of God, the way is the same, that we have to go through the astral planes, causal planes, and then the limit of the negative power, where it is ruling, is finished, and we enter into the third region, and where there is no control of negative power, although still is there to some extent, but God is dominating, being in majority over there and more powerful over there, so there is no difficulty to go further. And then further also we go on getting higher and higher. And this is possible only that when we are taken up by that power which is coming from God, sent from God, and that we have accepted, and it has also accepted us. And then there is no reason that we may be left behind in the way. That any master who comes in this world with the full powers of God, never any master who comes with less than that any master who comes over here from God of the fifth land is only able to liberate the souls from the clutches of the mind and matter. Otherwise, there had been so many masters who had been sent by the negative power, millions and millions, and it is there. At all times it had been there. And Bible has been also been warned that beware of the ravening wolves in sheep's clothing. That about the false masters, in all scriptures it has been written. And my master also used to clear up that when God sends, no doubt, one master in this world, because there is one God and there is one mediator for all humanity. Always this has been the case, and that one mediator is sufficient for all of the world. And that mediator is one, but negative power also sends even more than hundreds of true copies of those of that master. And sometimes some of them also begin to get some kind of light and sound also. Because there is something, some light and sound in the astral region and causal region, that in the dominion of the negative power, which is up to the end of the second region, there are also some lights and sound and some very good feeling. In the second region, it is really the land of the angels, and it has wonderful feelings. Much better, much better than this world. And those souls who have not enjoyed the fifth plane or fourth or third even, and that they are taken to the second region and they are allowed to stay over there, they will be mad after it. Because it is so wonderful, so nice, and there are so many souls who will be coming to you, greeting you. Okay, my dear, we congratulate you, we bless you. You are in the final state of realization of God. This is the end all, this is be all of everything. And now you are to enjoy with us. I have come to greet you. Come on and enjoy it. And go on. And those souls, when they find something wonderful over there, they really feel that, oh, this is really the end all and be all of everything. There's nothing more than this. They cannot be. Because their imagination power is limited, as we in this world also cannot imagine something better than what is available in this world. And that when we find something very wonderful of this world, then you find it's the best, it's the nicest. There cannot be anything better than this. But when we are shown something else than that, then we begin to feel, because our mind is like this, that what it is collecting, it is limited up to that. And that it cannot think anything better than that. So that is why generally all those souls which are initiated by the Master, they are not allowed to see anything in the way, sometimes only for giving some kind of little enthusiasm and little hope that they are not going to darkness, that there is something to see, some light or some colors, or maybe something, sun, moon or stars, but nothing of those regions. Those regions are totally all closed up, covered up. Because our minds, which are very much receptive to any kind which is little more attractive and better superior than this world, at once it will jump into it. And then it will be really hard for the Master Power to recollect those lost souls which are now rushing into these lower worlds. And therefore, all this system is kept along, that you are not generally allowed to see any angels or any astral beings or any causal beings or anything which is there in the astral regions or causal regions, even other regions which are supercausal or even the fourth regions. Because anywhere or everywhere you find something better, you will not feel like going further. But when you are totally just closed up from all these regions, and when you are going only in darkness, then you feel that I have got nothing, and sometimes you feel very much disappointed. And when we are at the point of leaving it, then something is shown to us. You would have also found like this. Then when we are really disappointed, something is given to us. Okay, hey, there's something. Come on, come along. And again, there's darkness. And you have to struggle and struggle and struggle. Again, I am to find this. Again, I am to find this. Because you have found sometime and again lost it, then we feel like working more upon it, that I may again try to reach what is lost. And in this way, the Master Power is very much wise in this aspect. I will not say tricky. Trick is there that, and one is to be tricked, to be taken away from good things. But Master Power tricks us that we may not be tricked by the negative power. It is more tricky than the negative power. And that it goes on, because I have also gone through all this lifestyle from the initiation. Further, I had also worked, and I had also gone through some hard periods, some dry periods. And in those periods, I could feel that I was really then working so hard. And that, with that working hard, then our journey is very much quickly, very speedily, and then going up. Generally, it is there that when you find something which is to be found, and then you are relaxing. That is okay, I have found something, I have found wonderful thing, and I should go along. Enjoying it, no further anxiety is there. That a person who is enjoying in this world, having something sufficient, will not work hard for more. But if you have nothing, if you are really starving, and you are really in trouble, then you will have to work hard, more and more, till you are really finding satisfaction. In this way, God power also keeps us in such a way that we are given something, and sometimes dry periods are also there, darknesses are there. But my dear, there is light, and it has been shown generally to you at the time of initiation, and there might be so many people of you who would have found something satisfactory, light and sound at the time of initiation, but afterwards they could not find. Very little, almost in darkness. Sound also very little. And years would have passed, but you had not really found anything satisfaction that I am now progressing. It is not that you are not progressing. Anybody who is traveling on the way which is to our destination, may we be only walking in darkness. There are milestones, but those are not visible. You cannot look at, you cannot read how much distance you have traveled and how much journey is left behind. And just going on in darkness, you feel, I am nowhere. And all my toils have gone waste. And that I should be no more further going along. It is not this case. That any step which you go in that direction, that counts and is having its progress, and that is available to you. Never feel that you are not having anything if you are not given something to see. There is some purpose. And that we have really to believe the Master. Although something is only told to you, given to you in the beginning, and sometimes in between also. And there are some people who also enjoy some good experiences inside. But very, very few are given such like experiences only to those to whom Master Par believes that they will not go slack and that they will not work hard. Only for the purpose that you may go on working hard. And this kind of procedures are adopted. And when we are in the end of the life, really we are enjoying everything wonderful and wonderful and wonderful. This is also a practical example of there was an attendant of my master. She was named as Taiji. Her husband was also initiated by the master. Whole along the life he went on. They both went on meditating and also were serving the mission of the master quite nicely, wonderfully, very, very nicely. These are also some kind of examples. One example I can give you that they were going back after seeing their master Baba Sawan Singh. The journey was about more than 150 miles, and they had traveled about 100 or more than 100 miles, and they were nearing to their house. And there they felt like it was summer season, and there were some watermelons. And they bought watermelon, and they opened it and started eating it. And it was so delicious, very much delicious. And just after having a taste, then the man was telling, my dear Taiji, we say Taiji, but he was not saying Taiji. It was not her name, just some kind of calling, respectful one. That this is not deserving of us. We do not deserve it. This is for my master. This is so good, this is so tasty, so much wonderful. I cannot go further with it. All right, both decided to go back. With the watermelon, they went back. And just offered the master this watermelon. And before master was offered, master was astonished. Why you have come back? What is the reason? What has happened to you? They did not answer and put the watermelon. This has brought us back. Why? What is this? My dear master, it is so tasty, so wonderful, so nice. It is you that you deserve it. Such like wonderful things, we cannot. We cannot. This was the devotion. And also, once master was there, and he had prepared to receive the master very wonderful beds, and where there was a bathroom, he had put, especially the place where he placed the foot, made of gold. And some other things were also golden, and bed was also sometimes wonderful, I cannot explain. And that master accepted it. And after the master was allowed to take rest, and other people went out, and after half an hour or 1 hour, the door was opened that we may reach the master and ask him if there is anything else. Then what they found? The master was lying on the floor on some little carpet with his arm under his head, not even he was using a pillow. And the people in the household were a little astonished. My dear master, you have been given this bed. Wonderful. And you are lying over here, suffering over here. Then master humbly told that, my dear, these things are not for me, not for us. We are not worldly people like you. And we are to just to go along with simple life. And I had accepted in your presence only for the purpose that your heart may not be broken. That if I had rejected all what you have prepared in respect and love, and that so much money you had spent, if I had rejected it, it would have really broken your heart. So I had to take care of your heart, and that accepted at that time, but I don't deserve. It doesn't mean that I do not deserve, but they have to go along that what is great in the kingdom of God, that is there only for them to use, and what is great in the kingdom of the evil, that is not to be accepted. Just the simplest and simplest things of this world are to be sufficient. This is the criterion of the life, and this is also examples for other people even. And that once it happened that he had really great love for the master, and that he felt like, now I am to invite the master. And he did give all advertisement to all the people of the surroundings that master is coming on this day, and also gave a letter to the master that I have fixed this date of your visit. Please be kind to bless us on this occasion. And Baba Sam Singh, when found this letter, he turned it back and told that I have not given you any tour program. I have not fixed up anything with you. I cannot come. And sent back the telegram. And now, when he found this telegram, he was really in hard, very, very hard condition. And now what he may say to the other people to whom he had told that master is coming, and they were also making arrangements, they were also very much busy, and he was also very much busy. Now, what way he should tell the people that master has not accepted, and I had not made a pre-engagement with the master, and now it has been rejected. He was feeling very much ashamed. And what he did, and did not tell anybody what has happened, but he clothed himself in a room and locked it from inside, and there was some water or there was some toilet inside only, nothing to eat, nothing to have anything. And he felt like, I don't know, I cannot say what he had felt like, but he clothed in this way and told to his house people that nobody is to disturb him. And at last some information was sent to the master that this thing has happened. Now the master was feeling like, okay, my test has been really good, and that I could test that my disciple is a really wonderful disciple, and I should go. Now he replied to that information with some words to some people. He did not mention his own name. He told some other person, some good person, some nice person, that this person is coming Please receive him at the railway station on this date at this time. And Puja Taiji, who was an attendant of the master, his wife of that man, was also there to see, because they could feel that if somebody is coming from the master, at least we should receive that person in respect. And perhaps master may also be coming. But when they were at the station, railway station, the master was there. And master came, and master was taken to that place where that man, disciple of the master, was locking himself inside. 2, 3 days, 4 days had already passed. And that master was knocking at the door, that I am here, open the door, I will come. And there was no answer. And at last, when there was no answer from inside, then the door was broken in. And master went inside, and then he was just lying in some corner, and he was just crying. His eyes were also swollen, in very hard condition. And then master was asked, telling him, my dear, open your eyes, I am here. He was just saying, no, my master had denied. My master will not come. And he is not to come, and I am not to open my eyes, I am not to see anything. I will go on like this. I am here, master was saying. I am here, open your eyes, I am here. No, my master cannot be here. Don't deceive me, don't cheat me, leave me. Because he was in such a great kind of desperation. Then master called the people that he should drink some warm water, and with warm water his eyes were washed. So something which was sticking to the eyes and also swollen eyes, it was a little better. And then it was arranged that he may open the eyes, and then he could see the master. Then he was asking, why master cannot come? Who are you? The master told him, catch me, have me. I am not image. That I am real. Hold me. And then after some time, then he was in senses, and then he was going along with the master, and the arrangements were already there, and that there was about 3 days, and that all this satsang programs were going on. And after that, the master asked him, okay, my dear, should I go back, or do you want to keep me some days more? Then that man was humbly bowing down, my dear master, I have already done a great mistake. That I have arranged something about your coming over here without your permission. And who am I to tell you that you can go back or you can stay here? I cannot say you. I can request you to stay here more days. And I also cannot say you that the program is satisfied and everything is okay. If you like, you can go back. I can say nothing. Then master stayed about 4 days more. And after 4 days, after 7 days tour, then master was going back. So my dear, there are such like people. There had been with the masters who had such like devotion. Wonderful. And about his meditations, he was no doubt going along, but not very successfully. And what happened in the end? That when he was to leave the body, information telegraphically was sent to him, to his master, Baba Singh, that this man, his name was Raja Ram, is now on the deathbed. Master at once rushed to the occasion. Although Baba Singh was in old age, and this man, Raja Ram, was placed in the 3rd floor. So master had to climb up the stairs, but he did. Otherwise, generally it was not possible for him. and was there and was sitting by the side of his bed. And at that time, that man, Raja Ram, expressed his heart, if there is anybody most lucky in this world, it is I. I am the most lucky person in this world. In what way? That when I open my physical eyes, I see God. With my open eyes, I enjoy Him. But when I close my eyes, the same God, in His own wonderful radiant form, is there inside me. That I am having my God, my Master, in form of God, just totally open, no delusion in it, no illusion, nothing that I can say it is some kind of cheating action or the negative power or some other thing. It's very clear, 100% clear. Because at the last moments when the limitations of the negative power are over, then the man has to see the reality face to face. And that's the reason that when destiny karma is over, our payments are made, then at that time the Master appears to the initiate. And then collects all the attention of the initiator to his own self. Because although the Master had cleared everything of his karmas, but there is some danger again that at the last moments there can be some thing which can attract the mind of the disciple, and that may create some karma, and that if that karma is there and the man is leaving the body, the Master even cannot take that soul back. Because that one karma is also sufficient to keep the soul back in this world under the control of negative power. And that this is the way that how Master power control the things, that just the limitation of the control of the destiny is over, at once the Master is there. And all attention is attracted by the Master from the disciple, and he can think of nothing, no family, no worldly things, nothing is there. It is only the Master, so wonderful, so nice, so beautiful, so attractive, that soul just is mad and goes unconscious from the worldly side and is only conscious inside with the Master. And in this way, all that last desire which is burning and at the top, that becomes the future lifestyle. It has also been explained in all other scriptures even, that what is the burning desire at the last moment of a person, that is there to at the top to be satisfied by nature. There was a saint, his name was, if I do not forget, he was, I will tell you, now I don't remember. Nama, his name was Nama, N-A-M-A. Otherwise he was generally called Namdev, but his general name was Nama. He is expressing that if there is somebody who has put some money, some gold or some silver somewhere, because in the olden days there were no banks, and in post offices also there was not really any arrangement to keep the money, and the people used to keep their treasures somewhere hidden in the earth, and when they were feeling like having to use, they were digging it out and were using it. And if that person has put some treasure somewhere and it is gone somewhere and is dying over there, then at the last moments he will think over all that treasure, what will happen to that treasure, that it is there and nobody knows, only I know. And that in this kind of thought, he leaves the physical body. Then what will happen to that soul? that his soul will have to be put over there where his heart is. In the Bible also it is told like this, that lay by your treasures in the kingdom of God, not in this world, because where your treasures will be, there your heart will also be. And where there is your heart, there you will have to go, because what is in the heart at the top, that is your place where you have to go. And what will happen to that person? That person will have to go to that treasure, and that's only in the form of a snake. There's no other form. And that he will go on for long, long times, maybe for 100,000 or millions of years. And one after the other life will go on attending to that treasure in the form of snake. And if there is a person who had made some wonderful house and could not dwell in it and could not enjoy and had to leave the physical body, then some thoughts will be there that I had spent so much time, so much labor upon it and so much money spent upon it, but I could not really enjoy even for some days here, and I am going back in this repentance. Then this idea of this house, not to use it, he leaves the physical body. And nature will at once arrange that he will have to go to that house and will dwell over there in some form of evil spirit, in some astral body, and will go on living for maybe millions of years, because the life here in this world is very limited. But life after this physical world is very long, long times, and multiplied also millions times. And that person will have to suffer this life. Life of a snake is also very horrible life. And the life of the evil spirits is also very, very horrible, because there is no remedy. There is no place that they can take peace. All these are hells over there. So many other examples had also been given, that if there is a man who has some family and that the children are just very young as yet, and that he is dying, then he will think, what will happen to this family? I was maintaining this family, and it was going on with my help. But if I am missing, what will happen to them? In this great tension, then leave the physical body, then he will come again in this family, in the form of a dog, something like that, and will take care of the family. With so many lives. So this is generally the case, that all the last desires which are there in the human body, which are at the top burning desires in us, these are all causes of our next lives. Otherwise, all other impressions which we had collected from the world, they have to be paid off. Because everything becomes a part of our existence, part of our life. That if you had taken some poison, it will have to go through. You will have to go through its effect. If you had eaten something wrong, it will also have its effect. You cannot evade it. It cannot go without action. It will have its action. In the same way, whatever you have collected in your mind, everything will have its effect. May it take millions of years to wait for, because there can be long queue line, very long queue of our actions to be having their chance to be effective upon our life. But everything which we have collected in the great ocean of our mind, that has become our lifestyle, and we will have to go through. This is a very, very inexorable law. and maybe millions and billions of years pass, but nothing is fading. Our records are just speaking as it is written just now, and as has happened just now. Very, very hard elements are there, and therefore we are to be very careful, but we cannot be. That's the reason that we have to find help of Master, that he is vigilant and he knows all these complications of our lifestyle, all these complications which have been put in our lifestyle. We do not know, we cannot arrange. Now all these things which I am telling to you, perhaps you would not have read anywhere, maybe little hints. But there are scriptures in Asia, in India also, which are written by the masters themselves. They have quite a good explanation over there, which are written by masters themselves. Bible is written afterwards, that no word has been written by the master himself, but some things from his followers is there. But you know very well that what a doctor can do something, can say or do something, his son cannot do, because he is not a doctor. The son is not a doctor. And what justification or what kind of description or some kind of knowledge the doctor himself can tell or do. His son may be living with his father for long years even, but will not be able to justify. If you ask his son, can you tell me something what your father was doing? Very little, very little. So what a master can do, master knows, he can tell or he can do. Disciples are still disciples, not of that standard. They cannot say. And that is the difficulty, and that is made up with this discipline, that you are given the direct contact with the inner master power, which is eternal. And that what is said by any master inside at any time, that is available to you now inside, and you yourself will also have everything. That we are now to have given the instructions of own living master. Living master will make you like his own self. This is the greatness of the master, that he doesn't create anybody disciple. But first he makes them disciple, follower, and then he makes them just in his own self, one is in his own. In Adigans it has been told that the disciple is to become one with master by looking in the eyes of the master inside, and go on looking into the master, and will assimilate, emerge into the form of the master, and will lose his own separation or separate self, and will be no more individual, separate from the master. That master and the disciple is one. Then what that disciple will say or do? Because disciple is no more there. Now it is only master. And that disciple will not be working as a disciple, but master will be working in that. And master is already one with God. And God will be working through that disciple. Then these are three, no doubt, entities, but they will be working as one. And this is the way of oneness, which is wonderful and real and practical and sure and believable. That if there is anything which is wonderful and which is agreeable or which can be accepted as our remedy for every kind of problem, worries, suffering, diseases, it is this way. What is this way? To find a master who is a master from God, and he will connect you with God. And how to find it? This is also a little problem. How can you detect that the master is from the second plane, or third plane, or from the fifth plane? and that generally all those masters which are there from any region, they will not tell you that they are from lower planes. They will say they are from the highest. Because negative power has trained them in such a way that they can teach the people, and they have been sent only for this purpose. That real master who is there in this world is not approachable to the people, and there are so many false masters who are around that true master, and any person who is going towards the true master may be taken up or handled by the false masters, and in this way all the people who are to be led no more are to be led due to this arrangement of the negative power. This is a very, very big arrangement along with other arrangements. Now, how to find a master? That is two ways. First is from the master himself. That when the master comes, he goes on handling all his souls, because he is more powerful than the negative power. That wherever he goes and wherever he looks on somebody, everybody is hooked. You understand? Somebody asked me, what is the function or what is the property of the look of the master? Then I told that person, the master's look is a hook, which will hook you up, and you will never be safe. So this is the way that whenever a master looks on somebody, he at once embeds his radiant power in the body of that person with his soul, and it goes on working. And after some time, maybe in this life, maybe another life, maybe third life, maybe fourth life, and those souls are then prepared more and more until they are prepared and are ready for initiation. Then they are initiated, and then they are really put on the way of holy light and sound, and they are enjoying. This is one way that master himself is collecting all his powers, all his souls. As the question was asked to Lord Christ, what for you are in this world, what are you searching for? He was telling that I am searching for my lost sheep. Now, as per the character of the sheep, they do not know that they are lost, because there is no sense of any kind of discrimination. In the day they are going along enjoying somewhere outside. But they do not know that if they are not taken by the shepherd home, then they will be in the night no more be able to live, because there will be lion or wolves who will eat them up. They do not know this. And therefore it is the duty of the shepherd to take care of the sheep, so that they are taken to the outside fields, and when they have taken their food, to bring them back to the safe place. And that it is the duty of the shepherd, not of the sheep. Sheep cannot understand it. The same way we cannot understand, as the master understands, so he approaches to his dear ones, for whom he is beautiful, for whom he has been sent. That is, God has sent him for this purpose, and he knows his duty, knows his purpose, and is also able to do his duty. He has got powers and ability and competency also to fulfill it against all kinds of opposition from the negative power, whatever it may be. Even we may not be feeling like accepting the master. We may not feel like accepting the master. And some people come and listen to the satsang and go away. You say that there were some people who came, but they left the satsang, they went away. My dear, they have not went away. They have not gone. They have been hooked. They will have to come back. That once the master looks at somebody, that person cannot escape from the usefulness or from the services of the master, and will never be kept by the negative power in its own clutches. One is to be saved. Others there are some cases in which there may be some people who would have come in this world with some special purpose for finding God, and that they come with that purpose, and then God arranges that they are given birth at some place, maybe in some initiated family, where they get ready for this purpose, or in some other circumstances that where they will be able to find master and will be initiated. But these are very rare cases. There are some cases who had this feeling that in this life, if it is given to us, we will only do all these practices to find God and to fulfill their topmost desire. Then arrangements are made by the God power, and arrangements are only available in the human form, and that they are then according to circumstances made over here will have to be connected to the master, true master, and will find and will grow also. And there are also some souls which are sent with the master as their crew. Baba Sahib Singh also had explained in his talks, or my master was telling that one night at about 11 in the night, they were sitting with the master, and master was telling from his own something that when masters come, they bring their own working crew, and that they are joining him at time to time here and there and begin to work, because they are already trained from there. From the 5th region, from the 8th region they are brought. And they are already had been in God, and they already had been trained for the purpose, what they are to do when they have been sent in this world. And in this world also, when they are sent, some kind of training, some kind of education is also given over here, because they have to work in this world. In what capacity they have to work as crew to the master, whatever is have to be trained in the kingdom of God, and in 5th plane or 8th plane, that is also accomplished. But the rest which is only to be found in this world, that is given to that person as a destiny, because there is otherwise no destiny with them. Destiny is only to the past karmas. They had no past karmas. They are sent from the 5th plane, from God, or 8th plane. So such like destiny is given to them, so that they get further training to work in this world, to handle the situation of this world, and that they may be able to help as crew to the master of that time, and with that job which has been assigned to them, as it is different for different. Such like souls are also there. So there is different phenomena where with vast working of Lord God. It is not that just a God is only enjoying God. He has nothing to do. He has great responsibility. And it is not that anywhere he is failing, or unattended, or little unvigilant, or less vigilant, or lazy somewhere. Very much particular. If there is any system, he is vigilant. Even if there is some pebble under my foot, he will take care of it. That he will remove the pebble. And if after 10 years there is something which is to happen, he will take care from now on. That God power, master power is so wonderful, so vigilant, and each cell of our existence, every of our relative or friend or our neighbors or anybody who is little connected to our jobs, our businesses, and anywhere, if we go and somebody gives us little good evening, good morning, everything is taken care by the God power, by the master power, so carefully, so precisely, so wonderfully, Nobody can imagine what is working so efficiently. We cannot understand, because we can only understand what is the life of the physical body. And that he was wonderful. There was a man in India, he was working with me, and that he was meditating, and he saw inside, and that he had seen his friend, whom he had seen some time back, and that he was not in the body at that time, dead, but his soul was taken up and handled by some devils, and he was used as a oxen or some kind of horse to drive a cart, and that the cart was having some kind of wheels, not round, but in some kind of hexagon or octagon with edges like this. It was just jumping this way and that way. And so much load was there, and some devils were riding upon it, and they were beating with sticks all those which were put on driving that cart, those souls. And then Master appeared, and my Master also, and Baba Singh also, and then told those devils who were controlling that this soul is to be lead. We will make payment of its karmas, don't worry. And that was released. Now you can well imagine that there was an initiate, that Master is no doubt responsible for the soul of the disciple, maybe of relatives and friends or family members. But some friend was there sometimes back, sometimes only, not a permanent friend. And that was also taken care by the Master, where it was and in what way it was suffering. There's such a great vigilance, such a great intelligence, or such a wide arrangement is of God power and Master power that we can never imagine. And we have never felt like this. How great help is there, how vast help is there, and that we are to find it and we can enjoy it. Not only us, but all our near and dear ones will also enjoy it. And there's nothing in this world which can happen to us in this way. Even our own relatives and friends and family members are a problem for us. If you go to somebody and you are having your friend and he asks you, how are you? They sit together and go into some restaurant and sit for a cup of tea, and they begin to talk about their sufferings. How one is suffering one's own health, from the mother, from the sister, from the husband, from the wife, and from brothers and other dear ones. It's a long story of sufferings from the own family members, own relatives and friends. You will not find anybody saying that my neighbor is hard or something is hard sometimes. Because neighbors are maybe hard or maybe not hard, they are still away from you, not so much close to you, not really to touch to you. But those people who are just near to you, they are very much to be considered, because they can be hurting you and they can be also good to you. And especially our own mind, and especially all those devils, I'm sorry to say, which are living in this body, how much they are to hurt us, and they have been put in our body. And you do not know all those devils which are there in us to look after our actions, what we are thinking, what we are talking or listening or what we are doing. Is there nobody to keep records of it? If there are records and if these are to be kept, there are some agencies, and those are working in you. And not only these, but there are some more devils which are responsible, which are given the list that this person in which you have been put, you are responsible to give such like sufferings such like punishments, such like diseases, such like or problems at different times. Our schedule is given to those. And it is not the duty of one person to accomplish it. All these accidents which are already planned, they are given as schedule to these devils, and they are responsible and they are to going along, and they are having no mistake also. They go along very quite nicely. And then how many people are there who are working upon you, who are always around us, and we have no thought of it. And if we have no thought of something which is there working upon us, there we will be in trouble. And this is the man which is only undergoing such like treatment. No animals, no birds, they have no destiny, they have no past karmas, they have no present karmas, they are not to bear the fruit of the past karmas, they have no seed karma to bear in future. Their life is just free of any kind of such like control. And there is nothing such like arrangement that they are given some devils to look after them and to take care of them and to work upon them. But it is only human body which is in such a hard condition. But God has also given to the human body such a way and means that you are to be vigilant at the level of your soul, awaken your soul in light of God, and you will know everything. And not only you will know everything, but you will be able to divert everything. All this stock of the storehouse of karma which we had collected in millions of years, that will also be taken care by the Master. It will burnt away, and destiny will also be handled carefully, that any very hard situations will mitigate very much, which would happen otherwise unbearable, very easily then these are made to be borne. And the seed karma is no more to be there. Whatever you do, good or bad, that is generally in payment to the last karmas as per destiny. And what is the new karmas, the Master will not let you to do any new karmas. And that if you do in some ways, that is paid off side by side in a day or two in a week, so that nothing is there to be recorded, and all those arrangements which are given to us by the native power, they are going on silent, no work to them. Because everything is handled by the Master power, and all those arrangements which are from the native power, they are set aside, they are driven away. In this way, the disciple of the Master is so wonderfully taken care. And all your meditations which you are doing, it is also a great law that you are from one God. And if an army is sent to push down some rebel, they are not to take care of their own selves. They are not to be conqueror for oneself, individual. If they lose, they all will lose the war. If they win the war, they will all be winning the war as a general from the king from whom they have been sent. So they are not fighting for their individual lives or individual success or individual defeat, but they are fighting for one big cause, general cause. This is the reason in this world that when man comes here in this world, and that man is initiated by a perfect Master which is from God, then we are not working only for ourselves, because for us the difficulty is not there, because Master has promised us that He will not leave us, He will take us. There is nothing to worry. But if you work for yourself, let it be work for yourself, but it will not be good thought. When you work for others devotionally, service before self, that is carrying very, very wonderful value, wonderful value. And that if you earn something, let it be with your meditation for yourself, God will give you, okay, go on with you. I will pay you what you have earned. But if you do some services in the mission of the Master and for whole of the humanity, because Master is working not for one or two or some initiates, but for all of the world. That is, the Master is preparing you that you have to be strong, you have to be illuminated, and you are no more to be controlled by negative power. It's not that only you are to enjoy it, but He will put you that you are to really fight for all these three world conditions. And three world condition is to be improved so that all the dear ones who are yet under the control of negative power and darkness, all the control of the negative power is taken away and all will come to us and all will be initiated, as I have yesterday or day before yesterday told to the initiating representatives that every initiate who is initiated by me are to be trained as initiating representative. And all are to work like that. And all are to prepare like that. Because this is your duty. That if you belong to the Master and Master belongs to you, then Master is dutiful for you. But you have to be dutiful for the Master. What Master is there, He wants to do, you will have to ask Him that if we can do something, what you want. He will not say that give me some food, give me some clothing, give me some rest, some peace. But He will say, there is great work which is I am to do. Please join with me and let you be my co-workers. And we may work for this great cause to liberate all the souls which are there, maybe suffering in the hells or heavens or in this world, that no more they are to suffer any more under the control of negative power, and they are all to enjoy. And that is really you are to understand that you are to work with a great heart, not the small only individual, because that is the work of the animals. Animals have only for themselves. They can only eat for themselves. They cannot put into the mouth of the other one. And they cannot. It is not expected also. But the man has been given the life as that of God, and Master makes him just like his own self, generous, all merciful, all service and serving and servant devotion. And devotion is there not to live for oneself, but to live for all, not only humanity, but all living beings as family of God, elder members of the family of God, and that no one is there to suffer. That is the real purpose of life, and that you are going through. Your meditations are really the strongest and sharpest and most effective weapon, which will kill all the power of the negativity, and negative power will remain just only as it is basically. Basically it is inert material, but it has snared all the power from our souls, and it now with that power of souls which it has collected from our souls, it is now controlling us with that we are no power, totally powerless, and it has got all the power. This is great injustice, which we have not known, we cannot know, but it is there. But now Master is there, and he is to make all the things in proper order. What has been taken, just made upside down or opposite, Master is there to handle it back, and that you again have been given your own awakening, and you are to get now the power, not only of your own power, but the power of God, so that the negative power is no more to get any power of any soul, and now to make them its own slaves and to torture them, and that they are to suffer over here, and further they are to suffer in the hells. And that is this cruelty which is there going on has to be ended. Don't you feel like that? That what cruelty you had been going along. Don't you feel like your generations should also be saved? Your generations, your children, your grandchildren, and grandchildren of your grandchildren, should they go on suffering? That you are only to be saved? That is not a good heart. That is not good behavior. That is a great heart which is there with the Master, and Master works with that great heart. And you are also to become one with Him, so that you may be also developing in your heart, and that you may be able to be useful to all humanity. When one is useful, when one is helpful and useful to others. If one is only useful to oneself, nobody will say that somebody is useful. When we are useful to others, then people will say that you are useful. So when you are to be useful, when you will be able to help all others, and that Master is to equip you, and that you will be able to do, and whatever is instructions from the Master, go along with his instructions. And don't check up him. Don't check up him that what you have given me, what you have given me. Believe in him and go on, and that he is there to bless you and bless all, everybody. Everybody will be blessed with your services, and you will be given great credit, very, very great credit. So, no doubt meditations are also very much to be there at top priority. But your service to the mission of the Master has no bounds. What great fruit, what great blessings are there to your service in the mission of the Master that cannot be explained, that cannot be told. They are much more than even your meditations. But your services are only there to be fruitful when you meditate, because meditation will prepare you for services. Because otherwise the mind will create some problems. Mind will not like. And to push down the mind, the meditations are there. And when mind is cleaned, then mind will be able to work wonderfully and successfully and usefully in the mission of the Master. So you are to prepare yourself by meditations and also with the services to the mission of the Master, and then begin to shine in your own glory, which is from the Master, which is from God, and then everybody will look at you shining. Great one, wonderful one, and everyone will have to accept your authority, your greatness, your wonderfulness, and everybody will feel that they will be benefited from you, and everybody will run after you and ask for you some help. And you will be able to help others as you have started already to some extent. But still it is just a start, very low start, a very weak start, and you have to yet grow as if this tree starts giving fruit, very little in quantity, but as the tree goes on bigger and bigger, the fruit supply goes on getting more and more. In the same way as you had started the work, wherever you are, it is okay. With the grace of Master Power, you will succeed. But with your further devotion at the level of meditations and also with the services, then you will really grow, and at heart you should feel like devoting everything to the mission of the Master and to the orders of the Master. In Adi Granth it has been told that this is the duty of the disciple, just to justify a little to the blessings of the Master, that 100 times a day we are to be devoted by cutting our head and placing it at the feet of the Master, that I am for you, my mind is for you, and my everything which you belong to me is for you, and that I am ready to be killed even if you feel like having my life. My life is also there for you. And what is there more which is there, which I can offer you as per the thinking of the mind. The body life is the most important, and that I am ready to render to you 100 times a day, not once even. This kind of devotion is expected of all of you, and this is something really, and you will have to do it because it is like that. What a great devotion has been given, or what a great help, blessings have been given to you by the Master. You cannot pay for in any way. If for millions of years and billions of years you go on getting devoted to the Master, it will not pay the cost. Because the help of the Master is for eternity, forever, forever. Then what is the limit of the payment? That is also forever, for eternity. But at least we may try to feel our responsibility as long as we are in this world, in this human body. So try to, my dear, understand the basic theory of the life and try to work upon it. So now please try to sit in meditations, prepare yourself.